allow, we can not cook anything because what they're doing is they're giving us electric somewhere between 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning and 6 a.m. Could go on at 1:30 at night, 2 o'clock in the morning. Could go on at 3, but it goes off before 7. So we have no way to cook food other than have a hibachi. So what Daisy and I had some wood from Cyclone Odette. What we're going to do now is I'm going to cut up some 10-inch pieces of firewood, and we might split a little bit of it. It's just going to be a quick live stream. So what we're cutting the wood on is this is the metal frame that the rebar bender came on. The rebar bender is in another location. And Daisy gave it one coat of yellow paint because it had already really started to rust pretty heavily. So Daisy's over there, and I'm going to be getting the chainsaw ready, and I'll be cutting some firewood with the chainsaw. Where's my headgear, honey? Behind me. Okay, so that's my plan. Daisy's gonna. I'll stack it. She'll feed it to me. Honey, move out of the way. Okay. So, should only take about 15 minutes, and we're going to end the stream. I got a big project on another piece of property that I have. It'll be private for my friends only. You'll come over here. Yeah. Ready? get me one of those big pieces over there.
This one?
No, they're about that thick, like that.
This?
Okay, don't stand in front of the camera.
Hi. Forgot. You want the bigger one?
Good man, hop on.
Anong hapon?
Yeah, it's better. Better that you feed it with your right-handed, yeah? Better that way. Let me have the accent. You?
Yeah.
You?
It's not so heavy.
Whoa. No, okay, you put this is where you hit. Yeah, like that. Yep. Yep. Whoa.
Got rotted?
Right, this is the solid part, right there. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now hit it on the wood. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Keep going. Oh. Yep. Now a couple of times on the metal. Yeah. Yeah. One couple more. Yeah. Another one. Another one. Hi, John. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh baby. On the wood now. Yeah. Keep your hands away from that axe. Careful, don't put your hands, no, don't put your hands up here, no. You hold it down here. Don't put your hands up on the top. Don't make me get upset. Don't do it. That's it. Yep, on the bottom. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, so today's chainsaw is a Still 170. Has a I paid about $200 for this. Oh, 6 years ago here in the Philippines, and until this week, it worked fine. The pull cord broke. I had to get a new pull cord. And then the chain. I needed to replace the chain. So I put a new chain on it this week and a new pull cord. And I put a new bubble. One thing I want to tell you about those. That was a different one. Okay, yeah. Those little rubber bubbles, they call them plunge bubbles. The plunge bubbles, they're about 3/4 of an inch in height and width, about 1/2 inch to 5/8 of an inch in width. Those plunge bubbles, believe it or not, are 280 pesos, $6. Hey, thanks, cause and effect. Yeah, the video's going to end in a few minutes anyway. Those little plunge bubbles, the little rubber push bubbles. The bar. No, I've never had to replace the bar because I keep it well oiled. In all my life, for 40 years of using chainsaws, I replaced one bar on one chainsaw that I used on the barge probably every day for 10 years. Just about every day. But that bar I had to replace because I bent it, not because it was worn out. If you keep it oiled, yeah, they're all automatic oilers. I wouldn't have a chainsaw with a plunge bubble oiler. No, they're all, I only buy automatic. Hello, Randy. Fine, hop on. Okay, Daisy, that's enough, honey. No more. No more. Daisy,
I need
no
more
more.
exercise.
No more. Daisy,
Last.
no more. No more. No more. That's enough. You're getting tired. And when you get tired with that machine in your hand, you make mistakes. It's enough. Thank you. Daisy May. Daisy May with an axe, baby. And well, that's enough. That we barbecued a pork now. We've been eating barbecued pork every night now for about a week. My next job is, by the way, armed with an axe. Yeah, my next job is to pick up that cargo container too. I don't know if you guys have been following me. Pretty much not. You couldn't be following me because a lot of what I do now is private. I'm not doing anything illegal, but Daisy, give me that axe. Careful with that axe, Eugene. You put this away, okay? Please, thank you. She wants to work. She learns fast, but when you get tired, you're not supposed to use certain tools, and that's one of them. So that cargo container was weighted wrong. I had 7,000 pounds of weight all the way towards the back, at maybe 6,000 pounds with the weight of the cargo container, and the machine wouldn't pick it up. But what I did was the fulcrum in the front. The cargo container sits on two frames that I built out of tree stumps and 3x10s, cocoa lumber. And what happened in the back is okay. All right, Richard. Yeah, thank you very much. No, it's not. It's not a problem. Not really. I'm not really getting sidetracked because I'm taking a break. Actually, I've been working. It was what I did the last hour and a half that you didn't see. It was very, very energy consuming. So the cargo container, I put lifting chains on cargo can 2, which I bought months ago, but it would not pick up cargo can 2. So the front bracket, there's 2 brackets. Both of them were set 4 feet off the ends. That left 12 feet in between the front and the back. We call it a sawhorse like type of operation. And couldn't pick it up. But it was because, hey, Pedro, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, we're doing well. We just cut up enough firewood for about 3 or 4 days to cook our pork. We've been going through pork like we've been using a lot of pork. You are the machine with your knowledge and creative hands. Well, if anyone actually knew what the definition of the word machine is, you should look it up. You'd find a really interesting explanation. What is a machine? And you would be surprised at what the answer is. So there was like 5,500 pounds on the right side of the back sawhorse that held up the cargo can. So I cleared out the front of the cargo container and I built shelves. So I got a bunch of stuff off the floor in the back, and then I moved 2,000 pounds from the back of the cargo can to the left side of the fulcrum in the front of the can. So now I took 2,000 pounds from the back and put it on the front fulcrum. So it actually wants to tip the back up by 2,000 pounds. So it's 2,000 pounds less in the back and 2,000 pounds of leverage on the what is called the arm, ARM, arm or the moment. The arm and the moment are what the sawhorse and the extension over the sawhorse is. The arm and the moment. That's the proper terminology. So I put 2,000 pounds to the left side of the moment on the arm, and now I have 2,000 pounds less in the back plus the arm. The arm in the back was 16 feet. The arm in the front is 4 feet, so I have 4 times the lift, 4 times the moment in the back as I do in the front. So I transferred it over, even though it's only 25% of the arm, the moment has changed considerably. So that's what I did, and now the machine picks up cargo can 2 in the back. And then our next job that you won't see us do, just that'll go out privately. There's some things that I'm going to be doing that I probably don't want to put on a live stream. And that's it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I already dug out some of the things I need to pick up the cargo can, and but I probably won't do that public. Well, I'm sure they were all nice. Most of those guys are nice. They're not really what they are in the Hollywood movies. Sylvester Stallone, no. He had a shady past. He did a $13 million scam in the state of Hawaii. He was soliciting $50,000 chunks of money from everybody when he first started out. This goes back into the 70s to build a complex in Hawaii. And I think he got $13 million and then bankrupted the project. That I remember. So that was in the beginning of his career. I don't know that you'd be able to find that on Google, but I know that's what he did because his cousins had Stallone's Bakery on 121st Street and Rockaway Boulevard, and he would go to the bakery and try to get the local businesses and anybody that was interested. This was after he became famous in the movies, but they trusted him, and it was a big corporation that he was involved with, but they went bankrupt. They didn't build anything, and they collected $13 million. She's a beautiful girl, all right, Richard. Thanks, Cause and Effect, for sharing the video. All right. My break is over. Actually, chopping up that firewood was my break. All right, Richard. Well, I'm just saying, when you say Sylvester Stallone was a nice guy, he collected a lot of money, and he never gave back even 1 penny of it. And I know a few people that invested, so I don't really think that was very nice of him to do that. But he didn't really care. Okay, he's just one of those guys, an amoral type of situation. So that's it for now. Honey, Daisy, we're going to say goodbye. Daisy's over there getting our next project working. Holy Week. Yeah, Francis, see, burden of destiny. Burden of decency. God, what a name. Okay, thanks, Cause and Effect. Francis is stewing in his hatred watching your video instead of enjoying Holy Week. Yeah, well, I don't know that he's stewing in hatred. I would, if I had a wager, if I was a betting man, I would wager big time that he spent 3 hours just trying to redefine the chainsaw law in the Philippines, and then calling up possibly the child labor laws, slave labor laws in the Philippines, slave labor, and the chainsaw law, looking for flaws in the chainsaw law so that he could notify the authorities that I was using a Still 170 chainsaw in the Philippines illegally. I would wager he spent 3 hours doing that, stewing in hatred and regurgitating the chainsaw law to fit his mental state of consciousness. With I can recite the chainsaw law word for word, but I won't. So what I want you to understand is that everything I've done with a chainsaw on camera has been totally 100% legal for me to do, including working with Daisy May, my partner, and mein hapon pod. So, but he is stewing in his hatred and looking. See, he doesn't know how to read. See, he doesn't understand words. He doesn't. If you read the chainsaw law, the Chainsaw Act, the act of doing certain things is certainly illegal. The act of me using a chainsaw is totally within the legal boundaries of the stipulations and the clauses in the Chainsaw Act. But he can't, the problem is he can't understand the words. They're big words. They're like 14, 12, and 13 and 14 letter words. Oh, I shouldn't have told him. Now he'll be looking for the big words. He can't comprehend the English language. So by not being able to comprehend the English language, he is 322, LOL. The skull and bones. By not being able to understand the logistics, the legal language of the Chainsaw Act, he's stewing and he's flagging and flagging and flagging. Hey, and talking about flagging, oh my God. Hey, John, I don't want to get involved with the drama too much on this video, but I have never in my life ever met a man that talks about another man's genitalia day after day after day after day after day after day after day, and mentioning the size and whether or not a certain person's genitalia works or doesn't work, and what it looks like, and if it's broke, if it's bent, if it's straight, if it's long, if it's short, that it should be checked out for medical reasons. I have never met a man in my entire life that has mentioned another man's private parts 1,000 times in the last 3 months, and different men. He's not just concerned about one man's genitalia. He actually stated that Daisy and I have been together for now going on 5 years, and he stated we never consummated the deal because my genitalia, he said, doesn't work. I've never met a man who focuses on another man's genitalia. I could honestly say I've had conversations with 100 people in the last 30 days. Genitalia never came up. Not men or women. Not even whether or not a woman had a nice figure. And, maybe we've probably looked at women normal, but nobody's made mention of the personal, attributes of a woman or a man. But that guy stewing in his hate, flagging and flagging and flagging because of the Chainsaw Act, he has mentioned a man's genitalia, whether it's my genitalia or another guy's genitalia or a different man's genitalia or even the GAC, he brought the GAC into the picture because the GAC has been on silent mode. He mentioned the GAC. The GAC's been out of the picture for going on a year now. See, but he had to mention that the GAC's girl left him. How does he know that? See, he brings all of this stuff into his head. And his head is not big enough for all of this stuff. So basically what's stuck inside his head is the size of one particular blogger's personal genitalia, and he's fixated on knowing whether or not how big it is and whether it works and if it has a disease, if it's bent, if it's straight. I mean, come on, man. You know, this is the Philippines. Go outside and get some sunshine, dude. Go out and do something with yourself. You're a blogger, remember? Go do some blogging, man. Stop hating on everybody every day. Every single video is about a certain guy's genitalia. Jeez, you know, people looking at you. Oh yeah. But talking about genitalia, you got a big bill coming up soon because you talked about genitalia on March 8th of last year. Yeah, you gotta see how talking about a man's genitalia got you in trouble. Big trouble too, not little trouble. Wait, just wait. You could even do a 10-day countdown now. It's an 8. We could go. You know how they do it now? 10, 9, 8, 8, 8, 8. Depending on what country you're in. You talking about men's genitalia. You think you would have got the hint? Don't talk about men's genitalia, but you did not. You did not take the hint. No, you didn't. You ran with the genitalia in mind. It's like you are stuck. I wouldn't doubt that at all on men's genitalia. Move from an empty closet to beautiful Philippines to do what? To sit in another empty closet. Pedro Rojas Cervantes. Men's gematria. Oh my God. I think it's just illegal to cut down certain trees in the Philippines. No, not allowed to cut down trees in the Philippines. You have to have the license that I had in America for deforestation license. I could clear land with a bulldozer or a chainsaw or any type of excavation equipment. My excavation license covered excavation, and my tree surgeon's license covered everything except mangroves, because I wouldn't touch mangroves. I won't go anywhere near them. It's like a $50,000 fine if you make a mistake cutting mangroves down. Make a lot of money doing it, but it was something I didn't need to do. But no, you're not allowed to cut trees down, any trees in the Philippines, actually. So, he's insane. Such a negative person. Wow, now, Connery. I met Sean Connery. On the island of Orange Creek Marine on Cat Island in the Bahamas. I met Sean Connery at the airport. I did not say hello to him. I could have. I was sitting about 50 feet away from him, and I saw a commotion, and I walked over, and everybody wanted to shake his hand and his autograph, and I looked at the guy. This was back in 1999. And I looked at the guy, and I says, no, there's no way. There's no way I'm going to... He was being disturbed. I mean, he just wanted to sit there and wait for his plane. So I don't think I was 10 or 15 feet away. I could have walked up and shook his hand, but it wasn't that important. But he would have been a cool guy to talk to, but not with all those people. Burden of Decency says, enjoy your day. Oh, you Oh, Richard Howe. Richard Howe. Just I'm going through the comments backwards. I met Sean Connery in the Bahamas at a casino, and got drunk with him. He seemed to be a nice guy too. I was on Cat Island, at the airport on Cat Island. That's where I met Sean Connery. So you know he was there. You know that's true. Francis is stewing in his hatred, watching your video. He doesn't know how to enjoy anything. All right, then. Oh, yeah, Burden of Decency. Oh, my God, I got to read that. Oh, God. I got to read the Burden of Decency. He's pretty sure his last hate video calling for them to drop the case or face his wrath, i.e., death threats, gonna go. When he finds out what's going to happen to him in 8 days, you're not going to want to even turn on his the spewing. The spewing will be, he will be spewing and spewing, and mark my words, what is about to happen to him is going to be classic. All legal. There are things that I could tell you. You know how he's always saying FAZIO and Bomb, we're gonna be leaving the Philippines soon. And if I were to tell you right now what's about to happen, what I was told is going to happen, first of all, you won't believe the people involved. Number one. Number two, you wouldn't believe that the people involved are involved. Number two, and number three, you wouldn't believe it. Now, if what I know to be true at this point right now, if I was to say it, I'm not allowed to say it. I'm not allowed. I made a vow of secrecy. But if I was to say it, he would lose his mind. I don't want him to do that. I want him to be able to be, cool, calm, and collected like a cucumber, like he likes to be. But I'm telling you, where he is talking about death threats, he's unstable enough. He might commit the Harry Carey. He might have to commit the Harry Carey. He might have to go to Japan and find out how to commit the Harry Carey, and then the Harry Carey is a very serious Harry. Once you commit the Harry Carey, there's no turning back. And that's a Japanese, it's kind of like a blowfish meal, but without the blowfish. Cook it like eating blowfish without knowing how to cook it. The Harry Carey, he's going to think about the Harry Carey. He's going to think about it. He might think about committing Harry Carey on other people as well, but it's coming. It's coming. Don't make any mistake about it. It's coming. All the threats, that boomerang effect. It's all going to happen. It's all going to happen. I don't know what to say. All I know is what to say is that I'm laughing. I'm laughing because if he really did spewing out all those hate, well, that hate, my God, how much hate do you have? How much hate? Well, there's a lot of trolls here. Burden of Decency. Here's Francis. I don't know. Howdy, Mike. Sarcasm, DQ. Sarcasm, DQ. That's the Tsar. The Tsar, like the Tsar of Russia, the Tsar of one of the European country. Chasm. He's the king of sarcasm. In case you don't know what that name means, sarcasm. Tsar, the Tsar, and chasm. He's the king of sarcasm. And blowfish Russian roulette. Oh, he's about ready to go to Japan and study the Harry Carey. The Harry Carey is like Harold Crosby, but without the Crosby part. Bang, 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 bang. Whoa, the trolls are here. LOL, lame. I don't know what the troll is saying, but believe me when I tell you, there are. Now, if you could read my mind, just think. I want you to remember this. I want everybody here to remember this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want you to remember the number 5. I want you to remember the number 5. I'm not going to tell you why. I'm not even going to tell you how it relates to the spore of hate. Just remember the number 5, and remember. I'll give you one hint. Remember, not December, November is the beginning of winter. Remember, November is the beginning of winter. All right, so those three things, lol, but 5 cause and effect. No, those three things. There is 5. 5. Just remember 5 in November. Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy. Pelican man. Burden of the mods. Deal to it. Dealt to it. Yeah, he knows, because he knows I said once before, my name is in places that he's going to freak when he sees it. And there is a part 1 of 2 parts where he completely lost his mind. And that has nothing to do with me. He just lost his mind because of something he did, and he has to face the music for something that he did. Honey, oh my God, Daisy, she just reevaluated the entire, wow. I got another piece of property that I got to go attend to. You guys, thanks for sharing my afternoon with me. My break is over. How long is it? 43 minutes? Yeah, that's enough. Oh, you want to say goodbye, Daisy? Say goodbye, honey. She said goodbye. She's working. She's working. She's working. She is working. Oh, take that to the labor law. She's working. Her and I are working towards a goal. Burden of decency. Got to go. Headed to the beach. All right, burden of decency. Thank you. Cause and effect. Nice one. All right, everybody. Bye for now. I'm Big Permy, which of course means take care. Always even to the fella out there that's about ready to study the Harry Carry. He may even go to Japan to take a personal course in the Harry Carry, so he gets it right. He doesn't get anything much right. He doesn't get much right, but the Harry Carry, if he gets it right, he'll only have to do it one time, the Harry Carry. I'm Big Permy from Michael Fazio and Daisy May in the Philippines, baby. In the Philippines, baby. Oy vey and shalom. I'm Big